For your project today, we are going to be doing a hand drawing of something, whatever it is that you would like. We're going to make a little picture. We're going to download a picture frame off of Google Images using the same steps we did yesterday. We're going to take a picture of this drawing with our iPad, send it to ourselves, and ultimately we are going to do a laser cut of a picture frame of whatever it is that we draw today. So I don't really care what you draw. If you want to draw a monster, if you want to draw flowers, if you want to draw a house, a family, it doesn't really matter to me. This is not art class. I'm not a great artist myself, as you're going to see here very, very shortly. And what's going to be very important is that we pick a marker that is a darker color marker. So Mr. DeMeo was nice enough to give us some drawing paper here. It's a little bit thicker so we don't bleed through onto the desk. But what you want to do is you want to first check the marker that you have to make sure that it's going to be showing up nice and clean. So for instance, this marker right here, okay, this one, it's a little bit dried out. If I go slow or I color in, it'll work for today, okay, but it's going to require a little more work, okay. I have one here that I'm going to use. There's other ones in the box that'll work okay, but I have another one here that if we check it, you can see it's a nice dark clean mark there. Okay, so I'm going to start doing my drawing here, and let's say I'm going to do a house. Sure, easy enough. Okay, so here's my grass. Great. Let me do my house real quick. Great, easy, right? All stuff that you've done before. What a beautiful masterpiece, Mr. Hale. Oh my goodness, Mr. DeMeo, look out. Look out. I'm coming for your job. Not really. It's pretty terrible. That's okay. It's not about the drawing. We're just going to laser cut this. So if you are a great artist, go ahead and show off a little bit. Here's my clouds. I'm going to color these in, because what I want to have these do in my laser cut, these are going to be raster etched. So raster etching, that simply means that we are going to be filling all this in. The laser cutter goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and works its way down. Whereas a vector cut is going to cut through everything, so we need to put a picture frame around this when we're done. And then we have a vector etch. Okay, it's going to be a nice cleaner etch. All right, there's that. How about a sun? All right, let's do another cloud. I'll make this one a little smaller so it doesn't take as long to fill in. Again, I don't really care what you draw. If you want to go on Google Images to find, like, hey, how to draw a cat or a dog or whatever, I think the easiest thing for you to do would be to look up clip arts of those. Clip art are usually a little bit simpler of a picture format. It might just be easier to copy that over. All right, good enough. Love it. Okay, how about let's do it. I'll do a... Here's my dog, Hank. That's Hank. He's outside, doing whatever Hank does outside. All right, so there's my drawing. So take the time to start by completing your drawing. I would pause the video here. That way you can get your drawing, and then you can come back and you can watch the video and see what your next steps are. So step one, go grab a piece of paper, grab a marker, make sure that it's actually a very good marker. Again, if you need to test it, or if it works a little bit and you can get away with kind of just coloring over itself and it might take a little bit longer, that's okay. But we want to make sure that it's at least dark enough. Because what's going to happen is when we take our picture here, it's only going to be a 2-color image. So we're going to make it black. Does not matter what color you use. I use like a darker blue. You can use a red, you can use a green, navy blue, regular blue, purple, brown, as long as it's a good contrast, meaning light background, dark color. That way our Inkscape can see it when we convert that text. Go ahead, pause the video, go do that, do your drawing right now, and then come back. Okay, so now let's assume your picture, your masterpiece, we'll call it, is done. Your next step that you need to do is you need to grab your iPad and you need to take a picture of your drawing. So let me take a picture here and I'll show you what we're doing next. Alright, so I'll snap the picture and get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so here's my picture. The next thing that I would like for you to do, and it would very much help if you took this picture as straight as possible. And what we need to do is we are going to actually crop this so we just have our picture. We don't have the table, we don't have the background. By doing that, it makes it much, much easier for Inkscape to see the contrast between these, because it doesn't necessarily know that the table is or isn't part of that picture. Okay? So once we are in here, I'm going to go to Edit at the top. There's a button over here that says Crop. And I'm going to make my lines crop out my photo, my drawing for that matter. Oh my goodness, look at that. Beautiful. I hit done. We're good, we're saved, and now we need to share this with ourselves so that way we have it on our computer and we can then pull it into Inkscape. Those steps are as follows. When we have our image up, there's a little square with an up arrow. That's your share button. Click on that. We're going to simply share it through email, Gmail for that matter. So it's going to pop up. We're going to send it to ourselves. So mine's going to be sent to Hail M. There I am. Great. I can call it Masterpiece. Great. Wonderful. Okay. And let me go back here. Clicked out of it by accident. Hail M. Masterpiece. Great. Okay. I'm going to hit the send button right here. Sending. Now that I've sent it, look, already arrived. I'm now going to access this Gmail on my computer in order to pull that file. So I'm going to stop the video here and share with you how to do that.
Alright, so now I am over in my email. You can simply do that by opening up Chrome and typing in gmail.com. And if you are logged into your Chrome, it should give you an automatic way that you can click on your name and bounce you to your email. If you do not know how to type in your email address, it is the same as your Chrome login that's on a large printout that's on my side pegboard. So once I am in my email, I'm going to open up the email. There's my wonderful drawing. I can simply hit download. Okay, so now it's going to be in my downloads. I can find that later, or I can pop this open here. Location, show in folder. And I can see it here. I can even just drag it to my desktops or wherever, but it's under my downloads. That's very, very important to know. Okay, so I have this done. I have it downloaded. For today's activity, your picture frame must be 3 inches by 3 inches. So let's go in and we're going to do our document properties like we have done previously. We're going to change it to inches, change it to inches, and we need to make it 3 inches by 3 inches. Beautiful. And we click close. Now I'm going to zoom into page. Mine is on the right side. Once again, this icon for you is across the top. So I'm going to zoom to page. Here is my working space. I can see 3 inches by 3 inches. So make sure you set that up. I have been receiving quite a few files that are either in millimeters or they're just way too small and I need to try to find them. So please make sure you resize these so that way when you throw it in the laser cut drop box, I can pull them in and they're the exact size I need. Okay, now since I have it saved in downloads, I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Import, and I'm going to find Downloads. Now on mine it's already open, but let's pretend it's not. Let's say you have something else here. If you click on Home, one of the choices is going to be Downloads. It might look a little different than mine here, but it's going to be Downloads, and this is my image. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit OK here. That's fine. Oh my goodness, this is humongous, and that's okay. I'm going to click on the file here. So I know you can't see, it looks like I clicked on it, there's a little cross here in the middle. And I'm going to go to zoom to selected. So that's going to be the one with the dashed arrows, and I can see now my whole picture. I can see the square there as my page in the middle. If I grab this, I can resize this. Now I can stretch it different sizes. However, if you hold the control button on your keyboard, that is the CTRL button on your keyboard, if you hold that down, it'll resize proportionally. So let me get this on here. Love it. I'm going to go a little bit smaller because I need to put my frame already. Okay? And now I'm going to zoom back into the page. The next thing that I need to do is I'm going to go to Google Images and I'm going to pull a picture frame that I like. Now, since I already had a file downloaded on my computer, I was able to import that. We're going to take a little bit of a shortcut right now. I'm going to go to Google Images here. Google Images. I'm going to click on Google Images. I'm going to simply type in picture frame. Picture frame. Wonderful. I'm also going to teach you a little tip. This is going to help you out tremendously, so make sure you're paying attention. These ones that are multiple colors aren't going to come through very nicely in Inkscape. Inkscape's going to have a hard time seeing those. If I click Tools, if you watch, right here, there's going to be a little menu that pops up. There it is, right here. And we choose Color. I can change that so we only are looking at black and white picture frames. This makes it much easier to find one that's going to be easy to be converted. If you also type in, let's say, clip art, let's say picture frames, you select one of those. These ones are also going to be a little more simple. It looks like it took the tools off. Let's make this black and white again and see what we get. Oh, I love it. These are great. I like this one. I'm going to use this one. So if I were to choose this one and click on it, I can do this. This is an easy way. I can right click here. Okay. I can copy image. Copy image. Go back to Inkscape. And if I right click and hit paste, there's my image. Once again, a little big. So I'm going to go to zoom selected. Let's shrink this guy down. I'm going to hold the control button so it's shrinking proportional. Okay, there's my picture frame. But it's still one solid picture. So what we need to do, like we did yesterday, is we're going to right click on this. We're going to go to Trace Bitmap. Okay, and there's a threshold. We can change this, drag this in and out. Okay, that's how you can see if you have different texture, you can increase or decrease what it's actually pulling. So I'll leave that one there. Under multicolor, let's make this easy, and let's bring this down to 2. 2 scans, easy enough. And I hit update, apply. Awesome. So now I have 2 items here. I see the one that I can see through is the one that I want. Okay, so this is the original. I can simply have this clicked, hit the delete button on the keyboard, and now here is what I'm going to be working with. Let's do the exact same thing with this one here, Trace Bitmap. Okay, let's go back to single scan. Let's get this. That looks good actually. Threshold. Yeah, sure. Let's apply that. Love it. Oh my goodness, Mr. Hale, this is going to look so good. I have delete here. Perfect. So here are my items. So now that I have this picture frame, let's do the picture frame first. Let's do a fill that is black. That looks good. Fill that is black. But let's make the stroke red. However, we have a humongous issue here. Do you see what our huge issue is? Not only is our stroke too thick, you can thin that out there. However, it's going to cut all of this out. that's going to be a problem. All right, so instead, let's go in here. Let's get rid of our stroke by clicking on the X. I'm going to put my beautiful, wonderful drawing inside my picture frame. I love it. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Okay, if I were to have items on my picture frame that I don't want, this is something new, and I click on that item, below the selection tool, these are called the node tool. And what the node tool does is it gives me these little, you see these nodes here? These are little things that you can drag and make your drawing stretch or move things around. I'm going to get rid of these ones here that I didn't particularly like a whole lot. Let me see here. Let's try. Whoops. I have a line tool going out here. There we go. That'll work for me. Last thing we need to do, because we need this to be within this shape here, I'm going to draw a square, and we need to cut this thing out. So the fill, we want this to either be transparent. Another option you can do, simply no fill. The stroke needs to be red, all red. There it is. Beautiful. And then what I can do is resize this, resize my drawing. Let me grab both of them, highlight both of them. I'll try holding the shift key. That gets both of them. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I love it. I love it. And let me get this within the frame. Beautiful. All right, there we go. So just like you have in the past, I want you to save this as an SVG. Let's call it your name and frame. So mine's going to be called Hail Frame. And in Schoology, I want you to upload that to the Dropbox once again. Good luck.